is the fire of God, kindled, roaring over the hearts. Indeed, it will close in upon them in columns outstretched. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويل لكل همزة لمزة الذي جمع مالا وعدده يحسب أن ماله أخلده كلا لينبذن في الحطمة وما أدراك ما الحطمة نار الله الموقدة التي تطلع على الأفئدة إنها عليهم مؤصدة في عمد ممددة.
I tried as hard as I could, but I just couldn't sleep. I was 9 years old, and the very next day, my mom and dad were taking me to Valley Fair. It's even better than it sounds. Valley Fair was a theme park in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was filled with roller coasters like the Wild Thing. It had go-karts, it had a water slide, and most importantly, it had the pirate ship. And so that night, as I was going to sleep, I was tossing and turning in my bed, excited about the next day. And when we finally got to Valley Fair, it didn't disappoint. The very first thing I noticed when I walked into that theme park was the smell. I could smell funnel cake, and I could smell ice cream, and I could smell Dippin' Dots, and I could smell nachos, and I could smell all sorts of amazing things. Allahu Akbar. And especially right now as I'm fasting and I think about that funnel cake and the ooey gooey sugar topping on it and the fried dough and Allah. Okay, I won't go any further. Anyways, the very first thing that my brother, sister, and I wanted to do was see the pirate ship. You see, this ride was a special ride. It was a ride that was brand new, that everyone in the town was talking about. I mean, it was the type of ride that was so scary that you even wondered if it was legal to be a part of it. I remember going there. I saw this pirate ship. It was amazing. It would start down, and it'd start going side to side, and then it would get a bunch of energy, go all the way up. It would hang there upside down, and would come back down. Again, it would go all the way up, hang upside down, and come all the way down. I thought to myself, Allahu Akbar, this is a ride. This is going to be the scariest, most exciting ride I've ever been on. And so my brother and I and sister got into the line. We waited. We waited more. We waited more. We waited more. We waited more. We waited more until we finally got to the front. There was an attendant. He would take everybody. He would let them come in. He'd say, "Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the ride. Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the ride. Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the ride." So first it was my brother. My brother came up. The man looked at him. He said, "Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the ride." My brother went on. My sister. "Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the ride." Went back on. Then it was me. I looked at him. He looked at me. He says, "Good afternoon, sir. Enjoy the..." And he stops. I look at him and say, "Enjoy the ride. You're supposed to say enjoy the ride." He says, No, hold on, sir. Just give me one moment. "We've got a code blue, code blue." I said, "Sir, what's a code blue?" He says, "Just don't worry about it. Turns out we got a code red, code red." I said, "Allahu Akbar, what's a code red, man? What are you talking about?" He says, "Just, sir, please stand right over there." So I go and I stand right over there. I say, oh my goodness, what's going on? 3 gentlemen come. Each of them has a suit on. They've got sunglasses. They ask me, they say, sir, please stand against that pole. I said, okay, all right, I'll do whatever, all right? Hands up, just don't shoot, all right? I'll stand against the pole. I stand next to the pole, and one of the guys looks at me, and he says, just as I suspected. Sir, you're not tall enough to go on this ride. I said, what? He looks at me and says, sir, you have to be at least 48 inches to go on this ride, and you, sir, are 46 inches, just as we suspected. I look at him, I say, he says, sir, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do, I'm just doing my job. I say, oh my goodness, Allahu Akbar. In that moment, I felt terrible. I had been in that line for so long. I had been looking forward to going on that ride for so long. I heard everyone screaming with enjoyment. My brother and sister were already on it, but now this? I did the only thing that I could do. I put on the cutest, most lovable face I possibly could. You know what I'm talking about. I go to that man and I say, sir, sir, are you sure that I can't go on the ride, please? He looks at me and he says, sorry, buddy, everyone tries to do that. You can't do it. I couldn't believe that it happened. And so while my brother and while my sister went on that ride, I had to leave out the exit. And as they left off the exit, I heard the noise of the ride turn on. And as it turned on, I could hear my brother and I could hear my sister. They were both yelling with excitement. And then I could hear my brother. He was like, Ameen. This ride is so much fun. And in that moment, I thought to myself, Allahu Akbar, this is not fair. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to today's episode of the Dear Ramadan digital course for kids. I don't even know what I said, but you know what I'm talking about. Every day at the same time, at the same place, we spend 20 minutes and we talk about something important. Now, before I get started, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Amin Asr, and I am the author of Noor Kids. What is Noor Kids, you ask? Well, great question. Noor Kids is a akhlaq building program in which every month families receive a brand new, amazing children's book delivered directly to their home. Books like No More Mr. Badmouth and Out of Control and In God We Trust and, oh look, that's backwards. All right, and The Dark Whisperer and so many more. Not only that, you get a global Muslim citizen passport. Right now, you can join Noor Kids for just $1 at noorkids.com to try it. And not only will you, inshallah, love it, but you'll also be supporting us so we can continue doing this great work. Our website's noorkids.com. Now, enough about me. I don't know about you, but I have felt like things aren't fair before. And especially right now, because of the coronavirus, many of us are at home. And we're with our moms and dads 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we're also with sometimes our brother or our sister. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I find myself in situations where I say, hey, that's not fair. That's not fair. And today, I want to tackle it. I want to talk about moms. I want to talk about dads. And I want to talk about when they are not fair. Because believe you me, they probably are fair. You guys know.
In the name of God, the ever merciful.
All right, so in order for me to talk about this, I am going to be reading out of one of our books called Fairness for All. And inshallah, this is an amazing book. It's an amazing story. It's one of my favorites. And inshallah, you guys are going to love it. But before I get started, allow me to introduce you to the characters in Noor Kids. Noor Kids follows the story of Amin, of Shireen, of Asad, and Amira. They live in a city called Maple Grove, and they go to a school called Northport Elementary. First, there's Amin. You can see him here making a sandcastle. He's got an older brother named Hasib who's in college, and the one thing about Amin is sometimes he does stuff without thinking about it. Because of that, he gets into trouble. Then there's Amira. You can see her, or Shireen. You can see her here surfing. Allahu Akbar. She has a twin brother named Jafar, and lots of times you see her doing amazing things just like this because she wants to be just like her mom who works for National Geographic. And there is Asad. Asad is a scientist. He loves to break things apart just to figure out how to put them back together again. And he has a little baby sister named Yusra. Then there's Amira. You can see her here jet skiing. Gosh. Wouldn't it be cool to go jet skiing right now? Inshallah, once this coronavirus is over, let's all go together. Anyway, so Amira is an artist. She loves exploring all of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beauty through art and poetry and painting. Now, these four are the Noor Kids. Now, every one of our books has two stories in it. I am going to be reading one story, and the story is called Finding Fairness. But before we start, I need you all to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Hey, I didn't hear you. Say it loud. Say it proud. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. All right, very good. Finding Fairness. Mr. Salman returns graded book reports to the class. I got a gold star, says Amin, and if you look, it says Pele, the king of soccer. Notice we said soccer, not football, because it's called soccer. No, I'm kidding. Everyone just chill out. Don't get angry. All right. Me too, says Shireen. Alhamdulillah. And this one says... Oh gosh, I can't read it. My eyes aren't that good. All right. Asad's report has a silver star on it. Only a silver star, says Amin? There must be some mistake. Shireen and Amin did easy stuff. I wrote about orbital speed and satellites. My topic was so much tougher. And if you see it, there's a silver star there. It says orbital speed and how satellites work. Allahu Akbar. Asad asked Mr. Salman about the assignment. Mr. Salman, why didn't I get a gold star? Asked Asad. I expect more of you, Asad. You can do better, says Mr. Salman. Frustrated, Asad returns to his seat. More? Better? He thinks to himself. On the way home, Asad complains to Mom. Mr. Salman said that he expects more of me, says Asad. He should treat us the same. It's not fair. Asad, I know the silver star upset you, but treating you the same wouldn't be fair, says Mom. I thought treating people the same is what it means to be fair, says Asad. In her car seat, Yusra cries loudly. Asad, please give your little sister the new toy I just got for her. It's in my purse. Did you get me a new toy too, says Asad. Not today, Asad, says Mom. It's not fair. You never treat us the same, says Asad. Mom begins to think to herself, I have to show Asad the meaning of fair. Later that evening, Mom makes Asad's favorite dinner, burgers. I'm so hungry. The burger smell is delicious. Thanks, Mom. By the way, as we think about burgers, let's just talk a little bit about iftar that's coming up. The time here in Minnesota is 6:14 p.m., so we have approximately 1 hour and 46 minutes, but who's really counting? Because when it's time to eat, we'll have different food that we'll be able to put down our throat, and it'll taste like a little bit of heaven. Okay, sorry. I get distracted. All right, back to the story. Okay, delicious burgers. Thanks, Mom, says Amin. Asad sits at the table. The burgers are for your father and me, says Mom. Why is there baby food on my plate, says Asad. Well, says Mom, you wanted me to treat you and Yusra the same. So I gave you the same dinner, says Mom. Asad grumbles to himself, but eats the mashed carrots and potatoes. Whew. After dinner in the family room, Mom takes out blocks for Asad and Yusra to play with. "Where's my tablet, Mom? I was going to read," says Asad. Mom says, "Well, you wanted me to treat you and Yusra the same. So you can play blocks with us," says Mom. "Can't you just read with me?" says Asad. "Well, as long as you do the same," says Mom. Yusra chews on the block. Look, she's chewing on the block, and Asad begins to think to himself about Yusra chewing on his tablet. "Nah, blocks are good," says Asad. Finally, it's time for bed. Asad brushes his teeth. He does his wudu and goes to his room. Look at that. You see that? He brushes his teeth, does his wudu, and he goes to his room. "I've set out your pajamas," says Mom. Asad picks up the pajamas. "What? These are baby pajamas, and not just that, they are girls' pajamas," says Asad. "Well, you wanted me to treat you and Yusra the same, right?" says Mom. "But I don't want to be treated the same anymore. I'm different." Asad throws himself on the bed and covers his head with pillows. Allahu Akbar. Oh my goodness. Can you see what happened? Asad's mom, she's funny. What did she do? She laid out Asad's pajamas, but she put out the same pajamas as Yusra, his baby sister. Look, they're pink and there's a little heart on it, and they're for babies. Oh man. Mom sits on the side of the bed. "That's what I've been trying to tell you, Asad. You are different. If I treat you the same as Yusra, it won't be fair for you. If I treat Yusra the same as I treat you, it won't be fair for her." Asad rolls onto his back. "Okay, but that's Yusra. I know she's just little, but what about my friends? Shouldn't Mr. Salman treat us the same?" "Asad, Mr. Salman has a difficult job. He wants all of his students to reach their highest potential," says Mom. "That means he doesn't just want you to do a good job, he wants you to do your best." Mom continues, "Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that to be fair, we must treat people based on their own unique circumstances. That's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala treats us too. He knows us and he keeps track of what we have done." "Okay, Mom, I get it." "I knew you would," says Mom. "I don't really have to wear these pajamas, do I?" says Asad. "Of course not," says Mom. Mom hugs Asad close. The end. Bum, ba-dum. Allahu Akbar. Man, I really love that story. I love that story so much because I think that story does such a good job of talking about this idea of fairness. You see, in this story, Asad thought that what it means to be fair is to be being treated the exact same, right? Asad wanted to be treated the same as Amin, especially because Amin got a gold star, so Asad wanted one too. Asad wanted to be treated the same as Yusra. Why? Yusra got a toy. Asad wanted one too. But when Mom started treating Asad the exact same as she treated Yusra, it didn't work out very well. Yusra had baby food, so Asad had to have baby food too. Yusra had to play with blocks, so Asad had to play with blocks too. Yusra had a baby purple pajama, so Asad had a baby purple pajama too. And it came to the end that Asad says, "Look, I don't want this. I don't want to be treated the same anymore." And that is the key message. Fairness doesn't mean that we are all treated the exact same. Fairness means that we are all treated based on our own unique circumstances. And that's precisely why at the beginning when I went to go onto the pirate ship, even though my brother and sister were able to go, I wasn't. Why? Well, because I was 46 inches and I wasn't at the right height. And so while we are at home during this coronavirus, I know that sometimes we get sick to our stomachs and we tell our mom and dad, "Oh man, Mom, that's not fair." How come I have to go to sleep and you and Dad are awake? How come I have to do my homework and you guys are doing your work? How come you guys aren't able to play with me even though I have time? And we think to ourselves, oh man, that is not fair. But what I want you to know is that moms and dads and people like Mr. Salman, the job isn't always easy. Because we can't treat everyone the same. No. We have to treat everyone based on their own unique circumstances. Now with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to end tonight with a very, very, very special thing, all right? We have it. This is day number 4, and I've been holding them tight to my vest. They are Muslim dad jokes. Muslim dad jokes. What's a Muslim dad joke? You're thinking to yourself, Allahu Akbar, this guy's going crazy. No, here's what it is. When people are dads, all right, they tend to acquire a sense of humor that I can say is dry or cheesy, all right? They make jokes that are like, not that funny, but like, they kind of are funny, all right? And I call them Muslim dad jokes, all right? Now, this Ramadan, inshallah, throughout our entire series, I'm going to be sprinkling a couple of them in, and you'll be finding that there's a challenge that we've put on our website related to Muslim dad jokes as well, where you will be able to submit your own Muslim dad jokes. But I thought to myself, look, because we are talking about family, and because we're talking about moms and dads, it only makes sense that I would share 3 of my most favorite Muslim dad jokes for your listening pleasure. So with that, I want you to put on, I actually wrote them down because, you know, I sometimes I don't trust my memory. And so, Allahu Akbar, you guys are going to love this. This is so funny. Okay. All right. 3 of my favorite Muslim dad jokes. Are you guys ready? No, you're not ready. No one's ready for this. This is about to be amazing. Get ready. All right. Why are Muslims so rich? Muslim people around the world, very rich. Why are they so rich? Why? You got it? I'll tell you. Because they believe in all of the prophets. You see what I did there, prophets? Like, prophets is like another way to say money, but also like we believe in all the prophets, right? Because like people who have other religions only believe maybe in Prophet Isa or Prophet Musa or Prophet Adam, but we believe in all of the prophets. You get it? All you see what's so funny? All of the prophets. You see what I did there? Funny. All right. And the other thing about Muslim dad jokes that make it like icing on the cake is when you explain them, because explaining a joke just makes it better. Because like, you know, people laugh, but then if you explain it, it just okay. All right. Let's do the next one. Okay, this one is funny. Do all people fast during the month of Ramadan? Does everybody in the world fast in the month of Ramadan? The answer is no. No. Only Som. You got it? Like Salat, Som, Hajj, Zakat. You know, like Som. Som is like the Arabic way for fasting. So I said, does everyone fasting the month of Ramadan? I said, no. Only Som. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? I know. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. Okay, finally. Final one for today. The final one for today. You guys aren't even ready for this. Wow. Okay. All right. Now, there is a different type of person that's called a Desi, all right? Desi is a word that says Indian or Pakistani or something like that, right? Like, my parents are from Pakistan, so you can call me Desi, okay? Now, there's different types of food that they eat, but many Muslims eat these types of foods, so I hope you guys get this. So the question is, why do Indian and Pakistani people, why do Desis get so tired during iftar? Like, you know, iftar, when we break our fast, why do they get so tired? They get so tired because they eat biryan. They eat biryan. You see what I did there? Allahu Akbar. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, before we end today, we're going to end with a dua. But before I do that, I have two special announcements. Announcement number one is that on our course website, we have two more challenges for this week, and we will be sharing the results of those over the next few days. One of the challenges is the Ramadan home decoration challenge, where we've got amazing decorations. I will tell you, our preference is for videos, right? So if you have videos, share the videos, because when you share the videos, then we'll be able to share them with everybody. And also, if you want your video to be shown, there's one key way that you can get your video shown. It's by having your mom or dad or grandfather or grandpa, some adult also in it, because we want these to be family efforts. And by the way, if you're watching this and not signed up and you don't have access to our Dear Ramadan portal, you can go to noorkids.com/Ramadan to sign up. And then finally, I would be remiss without saying that again, alhamdulillah, our work right now is available for $1 at noorkids.com for you to try our akhlaq building program. Please do consider joining and support our organization. We exist because of support from people like you. Now with that, today we're going to do another Rabbana dua. This Rabbana dua is for our parents. We say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. Ya Allah, take care of my mom and dad. Take care of them just like they took care of me when I was a baby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining. Inshallah, we'll see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.